Welcome to the First Cut Podcast. I'm Rick Gaiman, and this is your round one recap and round two preview for the ZOZO Championship. Joining me to break it all down, it's Kyle Porter. What up, KP?
It's been a while since you and I did one on a Thursday. I'm excited. There's a lot to talk about.
These are dangerous. You and I on a Thursday, a lot of random speculation. The leaderboard is upside down. This could get ugly quickly.
We should rename it from the First Cut to just random speculation with Rick and Kyle.
It would be much more accurate, at least. Let's start at the top of the leaderboard, which is where we always start. Sebastian Munoz, 8 under par, 64. He will be your 18-hole leader. And with, let me count these, 2 eagles, 8 birdies, 2 bogeys, and a double. KP, I think we refer to this as a psycho scorecard.
It is. The 2 doubles, or the 2 bogeys and a double. I mean, not to go Patrick Reed, but he could have shot 60. He could have shot 61. I think my thing with Munoz, he's had a really good second half of 2020, right? And so he wins at the end of last year, and you're like, okay, this guy's like he's just a guy on the PGA Tour, but he's kind of turned himself into like a semi-contender in a lot of these events. I mean, he popped up at, what was it, the Tour Championship? I think he played pretty well. There were a number of different events that he has contended at, which I think is cool to see. I think I watched his interview afterwards. I think he's a fun personality. He's obviously got a great game, and he hit the ball really well on Thursday. And as a result, he's the leader.
Yeah, he basically, the playoff run from last season to now, he's been great. And he holed out twice for eagle, which always goes a long way. I don't think he's going to do that tomorrow, but
he had 220 yards worth of holdout eagles. So there we go.
They all add up and they all count come Sunday evening. In the chase group, couple of big names nipping at the heels of Sebastian Munoz. We'll start with Tyrrell Hatton, who was clean until he got to the 16th hole. He made a bogey on the par 5 16th. This is nothing new for Tyrrell over the course of the last couple of weeks. I guess at what point, I think I know the answer to this, but is Hatton on a heater or is he this good?
We just got
I saw.
I'm scrambling. I don't know where to.
I was very distracted with that Tyrrell Hatton tee up because Rory McIlroy just live snapped his club, and I kind of couldn't handle it. I had one eye there, I had one eye on the outline, and I couldn't remember who I was talking about.
So one, Rory might need to snap the clubs because his iron play has been bad. I mean, for him over the last 2 or 3 months. 2, my wife asked me who was leading, and I said Tyrrell Hatton's up there, and I said Rick. She doesn't know who you are, but I said Rick. She's not big in the DFS scene. I apologize, but I said Rick says it without the T's. He says I was trying to do it like you, and she was like, I don't know what you're saying. And so can you give
how do you say? Well, now I don't know. So I say Tyrrell Hatton.
No, that's not how you do it.
How do I say
it? You say Tyrrell Hatton.
We'll have to run the tape back. Tyrrell Hatton.
No, you don't. That's how I pronounce it. That's not how you pronounce it.
But it's like when you've heard it too now I don't know how I say it. It wasn't natural.
I sound like I am not very smart whenever I say it. You sound sophisticated.
Oh, thank you.
So, look, Tyrrell Hatton's really good. I was actually midway through his round. I was so frustrated that I didn't pick him for our one and done. I was like, what am I doing? He's won and finished T3 in his last 2 starts. He's on this year-long run. This is not a fluke. I think he's going to be a really interesting guy at Augusta because he's pretty well-rounded. Mark talked about that. I think it was last week. He's not really the best at any category. We talk about this with guys like Xander, but he's really good in a lot of categories. Or maybe it was Greg that was talking about how he was really good in kind of every category. So did you see when they thought he lost his ball on 16?
Yeah, that was that's where he made bogey. That's where the lone bogey on the scorecard came. It was on his I guess it was his 3rd shot, right?
It was a par 3, so he hit it like into the bank. I think it was
on 17. Sorry. Yes.
He hit it into the bank off the tee. Him and his playing partner, I forgot who he was playing with. if they hadn't, he was already freaking out. If they hadn't found that ball, he might have burned down some of the mansions on the cliff tops at
Yes.
Sherwood. It would have been, he would have just gone just absolutely insane. So yeah, look, I think we need to kind of recalibrate and I think this about other guys too, like somebody like Webb. We have to recalibrate how we think and talk about them, because guys are not, this is not static. Like, guys change over time, and Tyrrell Hatton has clearly gotten better over time, and he's playing the best golf of his life. So I just think we need to sort of like rethink the way that we're sort of considering these guys at big time events.
I completely agree. He's going to be top 5 in strokes gained tee to green on Thursday. And a little look behind the curtain. We were considering recording this. We were like, this leaderboard's not going to change all that much. We'll just keep an eye on everything that's going on. And then Justin Thomas asserted himself on the rest of the field after he went out in an even par 36. He came in a 7 under 29 with his final 3 holes going eagle, birdie, birdie. This was scorched earth, JT.
I just saw the Rory Club snap. It was not as good as I thought, but
he like leveraged the ground on it. Yeah.
He did that at Marion at the 13 US Open. Do you remember
that? No, I don't.
He like leaned on top of it until it just bent. I think it was I think that was Marion was 13 US Open. Yeah, JT closing eagle, birdie, birdie. It's JT season, right? It's the fall small field events. It's JT and Xander season. And I don't know. I feel like I haven't thought about JT a ton over the last, really since the first round of the US Open. I mean, he hasn't been playing a ton, but it's sort of felt like, and tell me if you agree with this, it feels like he's been a little average for JT over the last 2 or 3 months.
I don't know about that. He had a top 10 at the US Open. He won 7 starts ago. I mean, that's 7 starts ago. I don't know if that's a lot or a little for someone of JT's caliber. I just think he's overshadowed by what Xander has done, what DJ has done. I think Rahm's probably won like once or twice since then. I think there are other guys who are just lights out, and JT's been good. He's been fine, but it's just been kind of overlooked.
So I guess what I'm referring to here, so Data Golf has a trending table. So like what guys have been playing the best over the last 20 rounds of the last 5 events. And they have both a like where you're trending, but also like what your baseline is. And of the top, top 10 guys, he's the only one with a negative baseline. So he's the only one, he's still playing well, but he's the only one that's playing worse than kind of what you would normally expect. So we're sort of both right about that in that, the results are still there, but he hasn't been quite to like JT of the last 2 years. And that can pop up at any time though. It's the putting, right?
It is the putting. And maybe that's just a testament to how good he is, that he can still put up results that he's putting up right now and it's still be underneath his baseline, which is kind of crazy.
Absolutely.
All right. We have to talk about Tiger Woods. And if you're looking for him on the leaderboard, keep scrolling. He's there. I promise. He is going to finish round 1 at 4 over 76. I don't have a positive, so I'll just kind of let you know what happened. He hit 6 of 12 fairways. He hit 9 of 16 greens in regulation. And when you add up his strokes gained off the tee and his strokes gained approach, so we call that ball striking, he lost nearly 6 shots to the field. It was the worst single round I could find on him in my database, which is about the last 6 seasons, KP.
It was interesting because I was watching him all day. I was kind of live blogging it, and the swing looked good, right? Like I don't, there have been times over the last couple of years where you watch it and you're like, God, it looks stuck. It looks difficult. He can't get it through the zone, all these different things. I didn't think that on Thursday. And yet, I mean, Rick, like I've got here his not, so if you say like his average, where he had birdie from on his front 9, he was 100 on average. He was 137 feet away on his birdie attempt.
Oh God.
He had more from over 350 feet, more birdie attempts. That's not really an attempt than he did from under 30 feet. How are you supposed to score like that?
You're not. You're not. And I mean, even one of the birdies he made, he rolled in like an 87 footer or something, right? I
That's
mean,
the only one he made on his front nine, and then the back nine was just kind of it was nothing. He lost a couple strokes to the field. I was watching him on the par 3 eighth, so it was his 17th hole of the day, and the swing looks good, everything looks good, and you see the tracker or the trait, whatever the thing is called, the line, the red line, and it's like 40 yards off of like where the
yeah.
pin is. I don't that I don't really get, because since he's come back, the irons have been pretty good. He struggled with driver at times. He always struggles with driver. He's really struggled with putter at times. But the iron, those shots, I don't get that. I don't know.
There was a couple of times I thought he missed like wide right from like a perfect lie in the fairway or whatever. Like it just looked like he mishit it like really, really bad. You know what I mean? Like it was so weird to see how far off he was on some of these approach shots.
Because the thing with Tiger is like, okay, if he's hitting bad iron shots, it's usually because the body is messed up, whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's weird to say like, okay, the body seems like it's good and the swing looks good, and you're still hitting these iron shots. That seems problematic, and it does not bode well for Augusta.
It does not. Looking to make a move on a Friday, which, by the way, I think it's you and me again on Friday evening, which is producer Jacob has lost his noggin if he's putting us together on these spots. I jokingly said, and I kind of wasn't really joking before we went live, it might be Jordan Spieth Friday. He was 2 under on Thursday.
Don't
It was 2 under on Thursday. He played the par fives, 1 over. So the field average on those par fives was 2 under. So he's basically 3 shots worse than the rest of the field on the par fives. I don't know. This was the week. There's no expectations. He was really cheap in fantasy formats. I'm keeping a close eye on Spieth.
Did you see his dad's caddying for him?
I did. Did you see what he said to him as he was like stepping into a shot on like 11 or whatever?
Just reading that. Why don't you read that to the listeners?
All right, so I'm gonna pull this up real quick. So for those who don't know, Jordan Spieth's father is on his bag this week. So here is what happened. So this is from Jordan Spieth. He says, "Yeah, it's fun. It was funny. He did the old no, like on our 4th hole today on 13. I'm stepping into the ball and he goes, quote, just don't overdo it," which is phenomenal. And then he doubles down because Spieth steps out and says, "Hey dad, like there's really only 1 or 2 things you can't do. And that's just don't say not to hit it somewhere while I'm stepping into the shot."
Yeah.
And then his dad goes, "Well, you did it on 11, so I didn't want you to do it on 13.
That is the last thing Jordan Spieth needs is another swing thought.
Yeah, I know.
That's not great, but it is
so good.
Great content. I think I'm gonna go Victor Hoblin. Wasn't he one of your? Didn't you like him this week?
Yeah, I don't know what I picked him for. Maybe top 10 or something like that. But yes, I did like him coming in. He's been great from tee to green. I think he lost a bunch of strokes putting today, I believe.
Yeah, 3.75. He was like 11th or 12th tee to green and only shot 1 under, which 1 under looks good on paper, but it was not good. When I think field average was right at 70 or just under it, maybe 69.8, something like that. So I'm going to say he bounces back on Friday and kind of gets into the mix a little bit.
Yeah, 2nd worst putter in the field. He lost 3.75 strokes on the greens.
Who was your one and done? Remind me.
Patrick Reed.
How do you feel about it?
Not great. Well, I was between him and Bubba though, so I think they're both like 2 or 3 under. So I don't know if I would have got better from either one of them, but yeah, I don't feel great about it.
I had Henley. He was 68, not bad. Hit the crap out of it. He was like 7th in strokes gained tee to green, but per the usual, no putting.
I think he got off to a hot start, right? Because I saw his name early and I was like, "Oh, baby, we got a live one here."
He, five holes into the tournament. Yeah. He was. I think he was 3 under through 5. So yeah, I mean,
3 under through 5 and 4 under through 6.
There you go. This is to me, it's fun prep for Augusta. Like you sometimes get these Florida events before the Masters, and guys will play in some, but not others. It's cool to get everybody in the same field
That's true.
going into the Masters, and then we don't see most of them, for 3 weeks. I enjoyed it on Thursday. I thought it was good. I think it'll be good again on Friday, and I think it'd be cool if Munoz won. Like we always talk about like all these big stars and big names. Like for Sebastian Munoz to win the ZOZO, I think that'd be a pretty cool deal.
I agree. We'll be back on Friday to break it all down. If you'd like to follow Kyle on Twitter, which I recommend, he's at Kyle Porter CBS. You can follow me at Rick Run Good. This has been The First Cut, and we'll catch you next time.